Hey, hello, day 54. And today we're going to do smoothing out the seams. So how you take your Tai Chi movements and take the stuttering out, or as I like to think about it as taking the sentence and get rid of the commas and the periods in the middle of it and turn it into one long single sentence without any commas. Might be something like my run along sentences that I do in my writing. Anyway, hello, Jeanette. So, okay, so we're smoothing out the seams today. So I thought maybe we could play with the second part. If you take the three parts of Tai Chi, the second part. So from Carry Tiger to the Mountain through Strike the Tiger, and just practicing in there. For a lot of people, I know the first 17 moves are fine to remember, and it's the second set that gets to be a little bit tough, and then the third is like out. So if we focus on the second part today, hopefully across the practicing you've done, this will solidify it, but it'll be a good place for you to try to smooth everything out while learning how to remember. Okay, so our warm-up then is, to do that part, I'm going to do it seated first. And this has a whole new meaning for smoothing out the pieces in there. Oh, and I see that sunbeam. We had a big thunderstorm and lightning the whole 9 yards. I actually didn't anticipate we were even going to have sun coming through. So anyway, I'm happy to see that sunbeam. All right, so let's do the second part. So we're going to do the bow first. Let that go. And we'll just do a commencement just to bring our center of focus in. Ground ourselves down to our feet. Beautiful. Okay, and now we're going to cross the hands. So we're going to do the second part. So this is going to come out, brush knee right. Bow and arrow comes back, palm to palm. Open the hands. Two hands go forward. This is going to come around for whip out diagonal. So we have that T, elbows, reach. Turning the hand, fist goes underneath the elbow. Sink. Open. This is ward off monkey. Sink. Lying at a slant, this is going to come around. Reach out. Push into the feet. Sink. Let that go. Push into the feet. That's going to come around. Brush knee left. Push the needle to C bottom. And then send that out. Turn, fan penetrates back. Oop. I think I had something extra in there. Oh, ignore that. Okay. Bow and arrow comes back. I don't know what that was. Let that go. Comes around, whip to one side. And then move hands like clouds. It's going to lift. Comes across. This is 5 of them. This will be number 4. Whip comes in. go. High-powered horse. It's got a nice little rise in it. Reaching out. Toe kick. Reaching out. Toe kick. Gonna wrap around, toe kick. Actually, that would be a heel kick. Two hands, pushing into the feet, sink. Crosses over, and then let that go. Okay. I'm just going to get you, your hands come down, they're not going to touch the knees. I'm just going to get you to connect your feet into your knees. Just feel the energy that you're able to transfer down. Goes right down the legs, down into the feet. I believe that's Charlotte. Hello, hello. Okay. And just engaging the energy to flow through. So we've been working diligently on a new program, raising bioenergetic awareness. One of the key pieces is the centering and grounding. So I've been using that languaging over the last week and a half. Well, probably longer, but really just taking the time to really connect and get that flow to come through. It's just so key for you to be able to shift the energy that you have flowing. Okay, so I'm hoping you can feel that. If you'd like to remain seated, you continue to do the seated form, which we did back and forth. I'll try not to make that mistake again. I'm going to go to standing. All right. And again, we're thinking about the flow. So as we're doing this, if you're just aware of how that flow is not working out as you'd like it to be, then we're going to talk it through. Okay, so this is part 2. So I'm just going to slide over to the dining room table. Okay, so here we have carry tiger to the mountain. So this is going to turn, sink back into the left, place the foot, and it's a brush knee right. Go and arrow back. Palm to palm. Open. 2 hands. Sinks back. This is going to come up, whip out diagonal. Sink. Step. Out to the corner. And then the fist is going to go underneath the elbow. Sink. Opening the hands. Comes back. That comes through into the right, into the left, and reach. Step up to raise hands. Foot, hand comes across. White stork spreads wings. Brush knee left. Half a step. Push the needle to C bottom. And let that come out. Then penetrates the back, sink, chop. Wipe the sleeve, fold the flowers. Deflect, parry, and punch. Hold the ball. Grass bird's tail. I'm just going to pull back just so you can still see. Palm to palm. Open the hands. 2 hands go out. Sinks back. Whip out. So now we have move hands like clouds. 5 times. Just moving back so you can see. This is going to come back, whip out. Sinks back. High paddle horse. Sink and reach out. Toe kick. Low punch. I was realizing the seated form was missing something. Oh my goodness. Wipe the sleeve. I didn't do any strikes. Okay, here goes the kick. Hold the flowers. Strike the tiger on the left. Strike the tiger on the right. Heel kick. Hold the flowers. Sink. And let that go. Let's put the bow on at the end. Actually, let's just connect into the feet. So doing that same action that we did seated. Just notice if your toes, your weight is equal into both feet. You could feel all the toes back open. And then let that go. Okay. Number one, when you're live, if you make a mistake, that's life. I have no idea. My mind was thinking about all the smoothness, the expansion. How can I help you? I don't know if I got the steps right. So if I made a mistake, I apologize. I just realized I'm just trying to put all these pieces in. Anyway, okay. I don't know where we are. But what I do want to comment on, because we were giving these exercises in this course I was teaching and connecting in here. And when I had said to you right at the very end, we're connecting, and I said, see how your feet feel, see where the weight is. And yesterday we were really working on the awareness. And all of a sudden I realized my pelvis, it was just pushed forward just a little bit, just enough that the glutes had to engage, just a tiny bit. And as my hands were here, all of a sudden I realized I had that grip going on. And when I let it go, it was just like, oh, everything just flowed right through and straight down. So I just wanted to point that out, because one of the things I've been teaching is how you need to be aware of what everything is feeling like and to create that flow that comes right down to the ground and connects into the ground. So if your pelvis does have just a little bit of grip, so it just pushes forward just that tiny bit, there's this tiny little bit of glute holding on, maybe a little hamstring, then you're not going to have the free flow coming through. It's going to come through, but then it's going to do this little dip, which means that it could go that way, which means that you're not going to be connected completely to the ground, which means that you're not going to have a nice free flow going on. And that's what you really want to get the energy moving. Okay, so just take my little awareness that came through there. If there was any gripping, let it go. And then just connecting one more time. And then notice if that changes maybe your lower back, maybe your feet, maybe what you feel between the hands and the feet. Just notice that, and then just let it go. Okay, that was a good little lesson for me. My days are always full. If I set my goal in the morning, what it is I'm looking for, it finds me during the day. So obviously that was what I needed to be working on. Anyway, okay, so we're looking at the smoothness of the moves so that you can start to take out anywhere where there isn't continuity. And continuity comes from that massage that goes between the feet. So that transfer into one foot and the transfer back out. And you could easily say, there's a stop, there's a stop, there's the stop, there's the stop. But when you start to come through here and you're going towards the extension, before your hands get further, your tailbone is already coming back. Your feet are ahead of the hands going out. And then as you come across, you just get your hands there and the foot, belly, everything is already engaged to bring you back. And you don't actually have to move the hands because the rest of the body's doing that for you. But that creates that illusion that I'm doing this dance that never stops. And that's because the movement doesn't stop, but it's how the movements coordinate together that there's always continuous motion. There never is that stopping place. And just because of that, there's like buzzing in my hands, coming through my elbows, all the way, which I normally don't feel. But sometimes when you just bring your awareness in a little bit differently, you start to figure out all these other little pieces. Okay, so that connection to the foot and that massage back and forth is what creates the start of that smoothness. Okay, so let's go to the first part of the second part, which is carry the tiger to the mountain. So you're here, and it's really easy. You come across and you go stop. And then you go turn. And then you go step, brush knee. Okay, so that would be structural, and that would be here are my pieces, right? So I'm going to turn my foot, I'm going to step on the other foot, and I'm going to brush the right knee. Okay, but now we want to smooth that out. So that becomes where our feet are. So this comes across, the back opens, the weight has come from the left and it goes to the right. And as you sink down into the right, the whole left side is moving. So that becomes one movement. So it's over to the right, turning the foot, sinking back. And as you're sinking back, the hands are going forward, you're opening the back, your weight is already there, and the movement continues to the brush knee. Okay, so let's do that again and see if you can just make that flow. And again, it's the transition from foot to foot and moving pieces over. So you come up, back is open, weight shifts into the right, left side moves, sink back. Place the foot, comes through. Now before you get to the end of this move, you are already coming back. So that transition, it's a brush knee, yes. It comes back. Palm goes towards the palm. Before you get there, you're already moving back. Before it gets there, you're already moving forward. So all of those pieces have continued to move through. Okay, so let's just go back to here again. So you have drop open, open the back, into the right, turn, sink. Into the right, sink. pushes back, sink. Palm to palm, sink. Open the hands, sink. Two hands go out, sink. Comes back. And this is going to come around, whip out diagonal, sink. Whips across, sink. Into your corner, sink. Okay, so you can see how it just, that walking just continues to walk it all the way through. Okay, so let's go from two hands here into that whip out diagonal. So you can put that little piece in there. It's got that beautiful transition here. Tailbone goes back. This is going to come around for the whip. So the hands turn just like they would for regular whip, except as the hand comes through, it transitions into that T and you're going down. As you go down, the hands go, you push from one foot to the other. You're in that foot, you push back, and it lets you come out. Okay, so let's do that little piece again. So you had two hands, sinks back. That's a turn, in, up, out, sink, oops, sink, turn, you're used to that whip to one side, step, push. Okay, so I'm hoping that that now gives you that nice little transition. I made the mistake on that, but you come back. Okay, so right here, from here, your weight is in your right. You release the back and sink back into the left. As soon as the weight is on that left foot, that whole right side can turn and then transfer the weight, which gives you that spiral. Oops, sorry, there's the hands again. Sink, step, and now that push comes from the back foot into the front foot, from the back foot into the front foot. Brings it back through. Okay, and that takes your movement from a forward back into this movement side to side, which we talked about how different moves, one goes like this to the body, the other one goes side to side to the body, and then there's the ones that pull you across, so giving you that multi-dimension. So you want to just really allow that movement to really push you through there, so you have all of those pieces. Okay, so we got up to here. So now it would be very easy to go stop, heel goes out, fist goes underneath the elbow, turn your hand, and come back. It'd be very easy to do that because there are definite positions in there, and you're not doing so much of that pushing back and forth, but you fall into the right foot, and this is a sink. Heel goes out, and this is a spiral open. And then this is a sink again into that Word of Monkey's Nest. Okay, so you've got down, I needed my heel out, and then this would come through. Good grief. Okay, push out. Heel goes out. This is up. This is down. And then this is through. There we go. That feels a little bit better. Okay, so let's do that again. So you've got that push out to the right. This is going to come up, nice and tall, and the hands are still in motion. Sink. Open. And then Word of Monkey. Sink. Okay. That one has more intricate little pieces inside of it where you're not really massaging back and forth between the feet. So it is easier to stop at each point, and it's a little bit more difficult to link them together. I'm going to break the feet down because I stumbled over them, but also because they are kind of intricate, and just knowing how you want to transition your weight. So if we go into the right foot, it'll be a sink. So now your weight's there. Heel goes out, and this is going to spiral out of the right, takes you up, and then there's a spiral that takes you back. So you have the heel down, and then when you go to spiral back, you need to go down to the toe, and I'm pulling my heel up, but it doesn't need to go up. It's just that it's off the ground. So, okay. So if we add the arms back in, into the right, plant the heel, sink, open, that's a lift, step back, patois, sink, open, step back, sink. Okay, so that gives you that little bit of transition in there. But let's look at Ward of Monkey, because as you just saw, it could look really easy, like stop, stop, stop. But we're not. We're spiraling in that whole action. So you go to do, your toe goes down, you go to sit, come back. This is going to be a drop to open the back. Place the foot, the hands are transitioning with that. The feet transition all the way, it goes into the left, and this is going to come up. So you actually didn't quite sit. You did, but you passed through it. So here it goes, straight back, open the spine, spiral. Step. This is going to go straight back, sink and drop the back open, spiral. See how that's in there? And then this is going to be a step, which is a spiral into the right, turn the toe, spiral back into the left, sink, place the foot, and then that's going to reach out. Right. Okay? So I'll do that little piece again, because it isn't like an S coming back. And when I do the 5-element set, which is a different set again, the sound that goes with that is S. The color is white, silver, or gray. And it is, you're making a snaky action with it, and that sound is a great release for worry, grief, and guilt. Those are the emotions that go on the middle element. Okay, so I'm going to come back here. This goes underneath the elbow. Drop the tailbone, toe goes down, lift. So then you have your step. If you wanted to say the sound, you could. Open. Comes back through. Spirals. Step. Comes through. Spirals. Into the right, sink. Into the left, sink. Into the right, sink. And even there, you would keep transitioning. Step up to raise hands. Okay. All right. I hope that's helping you to see how you can start to bring that through. And if you notice that you're doing that move, like brush knee, twist step, brush knee, that's okay. That's learning structure. And if this is all new to you, then yeah, you're going brush knee. Now what? I turn. Okay, I step. What's next? But what you want to do is take that knowledge and add that push into the feet, the massaging that runs all the way through the feet, the link that goes to the whole body because of that massage, the way that the belly is going to turn ahead of the moves and take you to the next place. So just to bring that all together. Okay, so that gives you a breakdown of some of part 2. So you can do a little bit of transition work there. Move hands like clouds. We have done a lot of transitioning with that one and keeping it smooth, the up and down flow. So let's go to Strike the Tiger, which sometimes is in my set, sometimes it just disappears. So let's do that, because that one is another one where Strike the Tiger, if I do it facing more front this way for you, so just so you can see it easier. You see it would go kick, it would go up, and then a strike. Typically, lots of people will turn their hands around, stop, hold the flowers, stop, and then come back. Okay, and I turned my body around just so you could see me a little bit easier with the arms. So what I have worked on with it is finding out where the spiral goes in the movement, where the flow happens to keep the movement going, because there isn't a stop. It's not strike and stop. It's a transition in the body that keeps it going. And you just have to find where that little transition is. Okay, so for those that are just learning it, let me do, what is the easiest way? If I go this way, I'll do it a little bit on an angle. Hopefully you can follow that. So if I had been facing you to do this set, then what would happen is we would do a kick on the right, which goes out, step. This is going to go up to hold the flowers. This drops down to open the back. Place the foot, and you start spiraling out of the right. You spiral into the left. That hand comes around, and before it's there, you're already moving into the next movement. I'll just finish this off. Step, push out of the left into the right. Just as you're getting there, to come back, it's a push into your right that brings your hands together. And then it's a cross. And then the next part. Okay, so now some of you will be scratching your head going, that's not how I usually do it. No, probably not, because I know when we learned it and we were taught it, it was, I'll do it that way. So it would go kick, hold the flowers, step, strike. Hold the flowers, step, strike. Come back, kick. Come back, strike. Come back, kick, turn. And you can see where all the key elements are, but as soon as you stop to have that movement, kick. There's no connection. Your hands aren't connected to your feet. It's the movement that's coming up through the body, back down through the body. The kick is just a little extra piece that goes on the end. Okay, so let's try it again. So if I'm on my left foot, sink to open the back. This is going to expand. And you'll notice it expands and it comes back in, so I can transition up, drop the spine. I'm in the right foot. I'm transferring to the left, squaring the hip. The left hand comes back through, but the left foot has already started the movement to come around. Sink. Step out of the left, into the right, and out of the right, there's the strike, into the left. Out, and then step, cross. So this keeps going, the weight's into my right, into my right, sink. With the hands, that is. Expand, in. So the expansion and the extension. Okay. So when I turn to face that way, you may be turning around as well. There may be a part where it's hard to see. I'm just going to turn myself, see if that helps. I'm going to do it facing the other direction. So I'm going to go expand, in, up to hold the flowers, sink, drop open the back. Place the foot and spiral out of the right into the left. That's going to come all the way around, comes back, sink. Whole side turns, sink. Place the foot, strike all the way around, comes back across, sink. Heel kick, sink. This continues to move, in, out, in. And then this would create the turn and out. And that still has that. You kick and then you contract again, bringing that back in. Okay. Hopefully that's been helpful. Let's just try you letting it flow. So I will do it and call it, but rather than try to look at me, you see if you can just flow it together on your own, okay? I have no idea which is the best way to face, so I'm just going to do it how it kind of happened in the set. So we have cross and kick, sink on the left, and then go up to hold the flowers in the right, sink. Place the foot, push out of the right foot, that spirals around, and then push into the left foot, spirals you back. Sink into the left foot, place the foot. This is going to spiral around, and you sink back. Heel kick comes out, this comes in, roll, sink, down into that leg, spiral. Your hip comes right around so you're on your right. This is going to go out, in, step, step, kick. And then you would be into, hold the flowers, in, out, wipe the sleeve, step through, we'll just finish this off. Out, expand, two hands, up, turn, sink. And then that's going to cross over, open, and then just let that go, sink, drop open the back, everything's together. Okay, I hope that was very helpful in what you were doing. All right, so now let's take the saber, which I know we've done a lot of keeping it continuous. You've seen me do it continuous, but let's just see if we can't find the places where the pauses might be, okay? And this will give you a chance to move with a little bit something different. But let's go to C first. That way, you can focus on the arms first because you have this expansion which is opposite, and we've talked about that, and then the contraction in. But now we're trying to think about where there's no seams in the movement. Okay, it's really easy to bring the saber down to your hip, pause, roll it up, right? Pause, bring it through, pause, bring it out, pause. Very easy to do that. But what we want to do is just that transition again. When you do it seated, you have the addition of where the awareness goes into your legs. And that engagement that creates that whole body movement, which comes on the diagonal across and integrates all the different dimensions of the body. Okay, so let's do the first little bit. We won't do the whole set, we'll just do the first bit so you can just feel this. So the arms are going to go, first of all, to get there. You're sitting on your sit bone, your hands go up, and there's like a little tiny rock as your palm changes position, goes back towards the tailbone a little bit. And then there's a left awareness in the foot that takes you over to the right, and then there's a lift up. So there's a movement that comes through that. Then there's a drop, which goes back into the spine. And then this is a forward action that lengthens the spine, push into the feet, and that's going to bring you back. Push into the right foot, and your awareness goes across. Into the left foot, the awareness goes across. Bring the foot in, bring the hand in, and out, up. So you can see how I've already transitioned to the next move. So even though this goes out, it separates. Okay, so we didn't actually get there. So let's try that again. I wasn't sure what I was going to do. Okay, so you have this little tiny sink that goes back, and then there's awareness in the left foot. I'll lift up. So you've separated out, lengthened the spine, sink. That's going to open the back a little bit, but then you're going to lengthen it all the way, push into the feet. This gives that little bit of opening to the right foot, to the left. Bring it to the middle, comes out the center, expands. Up. Okay, so one more time for that one. So you have left foot, lift, that's your right foot, forward, lengthen, 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 push into both feet, right, left, right, brings it back to the middle, both. Okay, so we got that little piece. Let's try it standing. And if you're going to stay seated, you've got the example right there. Okay, so this is going to go sink, dropping to the right, step patois, goes up, tailbone's dropping, step back, that goes down into the right, spirals up, spirals down, step with the left foot, pushing out of there, into the left foot, separate. So you can see how that flows just because of our feet there. Okay, try that again. So you have sink, drop open the back, find your grounding, drop into that right foot. Step patois, foot's placed, you're going up and out, drop the tailbone, sinks back. Place the foot, spiral. Let that go. Step into the corner, sink, separate, drop. And then this is going to go up to the right, sink, over towards the left, rise, sink, comes through, sink, push back. Kind of cool, isn't it? Love this. Okay, so if we go down, this rolls up, sink. So your saber's still going up and you're going down. Sink. Saber's coming up, you're coming up. Sink. Saber's still moving. Push out. Okay, so you can see that little piece. Let's do that one again. Let's go from sink. 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 Push. Sink. Through. what I was noticing there as I was trying to figure out where my foot was, taking the extra time today to figure out which foot you're going, which way you're going to go, up and down, meant my ankles had more articulation, but I also had more push in the foot. So charging up those reflexes, grounding, centering, stability, gravity, all those are engaged because of that slow link in there. So if we could just do that one more time, because that really actually was quite sweet. So this is going to go down, sink, open the back. This rises up, sink, through, up, sink, step, through, push. Yeah, wow, okay, that's kind of nice. So let's just do the first part of the saber set with those links now, so they're all in there. Okay, so we have sink and drop into the right. Step pas quoi, oops, my knee didn't want to do that one. Up, step, up, sink, step. This is going to go out, separate, drop, down, up, sink. That comes through, up, sink, step, and let that come back out. Okay. So I hope you found that fluidity of flow, and then that ability then to not stop, stop, stop. Okay, so you can keep that momentum of that pattern comes around and it transitions in through the belly, but also you see it in the change of the saber. Okay, let's leave it there for today. Thank you for those of you that come along for the ride today. I'm hoping that as you start to play with the movements, you can figure out where your pauses are, because that'll be the places where you don't have fluidity of flow and you want to keep it going. So when you do this set, you finish at the end and the flow is all there. Everything is open. You don't have any blocks going on in many parts of the system that will show up with red cheeks or fatigue in a muscle or uncoordinated in a section. You want all of that to be able to really flow together. Also the deep breathing. So if you start to hold your breath, you know you've got blocks somewhere. Something's not quite where it should be. Okay, have a good rest of your day. Today's Friday, I can't believe it. So I'll see you tomorrow. And I do plan to be around on Mother's Day. So I'll celebrate with all the moms. All right, take care. Thanks, Charlotte. I'm so glad you're here. And I'm looking forward to when you cross the border and make it back here. I just was looking at the Tai Chi shirts. So happy to hand those out when you get here. Take care.